to start, we've got Jamie Whincup and Bruce Stewart, team representatives. Press conference to get things underway at Thrifty Sydney 500. Bruce, you're in the middle, and we usually start with the person in the middle, so I'll start with you. Welcome to season 2025. How are things going with the WAU camp as we arrive in Sydney?
Yeah, well, it's exciting to get going again. As I said last year at the last press conference, we'd been building momentum, and so it's really important that we maintain that and keep that momentum going. So fair to say that the team is super excited. The drivers are well prepared, and I don't know if you've seen Jamie, but Ryan Wood looks like his younger brother right now. So that's been an amazing thing for the team, because to see a young, super talented young driver like that go away and then come back so well prepared is just everyone's a foot taller, and it's credit to Ryan, and it's great for the team.
We were on track the other day, getting things, first laps of the year underway and under your belts. How does the team feel coming out of that, and what sort of learnings did you take from Wednesday?
Well, it's hard to differentiate where you are in regard to a test day, because everyone has their own plans and everyone is working with a new tyre. Fair to say there are wrinkles for us to iron out, as every team would have, but fair to say we're also looking forward to getting out there on track today.
Excellent. I think we all are. I'll slide over to Jamie Whincup, Triple Eight Race Engineering. Reigning drivers and teams champions, you've got the targets on your back, but it's something you're used to. Tell us how you're feeling heading into this weekend.
Yeah, we do. We've got a good break in, and had a good off season. First time anyone was on track was yesterday, so the day before yesterday, I should say. So no, we're all good. We're running through our plan, and it's all systems go.
And an expanded group for Triple Eight on the ground this weekend with the Super 2 team coming back. How's that preparation going with more people, more bodies on the ground, more cars on the track?
We're excited to be back in Super 2 for sure. We've spent the last 2 months rebuilding 2 cars. So no, we're looking forward to seeing how those guys go. So excited to be back in Super 2.
Excellent. I'll get a quick word in with Dave Noble before we open it up to the journalists. Dave, welcome to season 2025.
Sorry,
a lot
guys,
of change,
I'm late.
Big new year. I'm sure a lot of excitement in your camp.
Yeah, first of all, I'd just like to have a shout out to Dr. Ryan Story, who's obviously not well and still in hospital. So our thoughts are with him, not being here this weekend for the opening round. But yeah, most prepared I think we've been for in the last 3 to 4 years. So I think, like the other guys have said, it's hard to quantify where you're actually at from first test day. But yeah, excited, big changes for us, a lot of new staff, a lot of new energy. So yeah, we're looking forward to going racing today.
I've talked to a couple guys leading into the start of this year. It seems like the mood and morale in the camp at DJR is as high as it's ever been, at least in the recent years. Can you elaborate on the state of things in the camp up at Stapleton? Yeah,
well, I mean, I think our previous 2 years have been pretty poor, to be honest. Our performance has not been at the mark that we aspire to be at. And you either put up with it and hope that change comes, or you do something about it. So we've been very strategic in what we've done. This has probably been an execution of a plan now for over 18 months. Probably not quite finished just yet, but yeah, we're excited with the group that we've brought in. I think that youthful group that comes in brings with it energy. They bring different ideas. They bring an enthusiasm that permeates across the whole organisation. It's been really infectious, and we're looking forward to it.
Excellent. I know we've got some tight timings here, so I'll open up to journalists in the room for some questions.
So David, it's a lot of changes that have been in the off season.
Yeah.
In football terms, you're worried about your team culture and all of those kind of things. So how quickly can you bed that down? And was there a risk with that many changes that you're not going to bed it down quickly enough this season?
I think momentum builds really quickly, Andrew. I think if you get the right, there's an old saying, you get the right people on the bus in the right seats. And Bruce has heard that, I'm sure, and Jamie before, but it's true. You get the right people that are able to take responsibility. They're accountable for what they do. And with that comes change, and with that creates momentum really quickly. We're not sure where we'll be in the first 3 weeks, but I know we're going to be bloody good by the time the end of the year comes. Now, how quickly we get to that point, we're not quite sure.
Morning, Bruce. Are you able to give us a little bit of an update on where things are at with Toyota? Maybe just a little general update?
Yeah, we're right into it. We've got a good plan and working very hard at it. So we have a separate group. The WAU team at track is separated from the team working on that project. And to be frank, when we're at the track here, it's eyes forward on Ford, eyes forward on our WAU championship chances, but there's work going on in the background.
Have that to bring in more staff on board to sort of balance that out? Obviously, that's a big commitment to be essentially having two teams.
It is, and you do. And that's part of the deal, which is fine, you bring in new ideas, insights, but fair to say again, that team rolls strongly along while you come to the track, and again, you're focused on WAU, Ford, and doing what we can out here at SMP.
You mentioned Ryan's weight loss journey, I guess you would call it, in the off-season. Was that a directive from the team, or is that something that he's sort of done off his own bat?
I've got to be quite frank, it's really off his own bat, but Ryan has a mentor in New Zealand, a really strong-willed character called Greg Murphy, and the guy, we'll call him Murph, doesn't take fools easily, and so he's quite direct in his feedback. But it's great for Woody to have someone like Murph there, because they are so strong together, and I've got to give a shout out to Greg and all his family who've supported him back in New Zealand, because he came back from New Zealand and we all were like, wow, and it's so good. It's such a huge culture, jab in the arm, it's great.
Sure. J-Dub, can we get a bit of an update on what you guys are doing with engines for next year?
No more information than when we spoke a couple of days ago. So, no, I'm actually just about to leave here and chat to GM about that particular topic. So I think we'll get a bit more information in the coming days and the coming week. I think it's going to happen pretty quickly.
David, from your side of things, you've got
Ditto.
an engine shop.
No, we're the same. Same as Jamie, I've got a meeting with Ford and Brett in about half an hour's time. So, yeah, we'll wait and see how we go. But look, I think the bottom line for us is we've got a great relationship with Ford going forward. I think that's been a real positive for us out of the whole scenario. So, but a bit similar to what Bruce has said, we'll work on that behind the scenes. But we're here to race and win.
You got deadlines or anything?
No, not at this stage. I genuinely don't.
There's been a little bit said in the background about the FIA and some of the swearing ban stuff that's going on in Formula One land, and how that may pertain to supercars. Can I just each get your thoughts on language and how it's used in the sport at the moment?
Yeah, it's a bit of a blanket rule from the FIA across. I think it's worldwide. It seems quite harsh. It seems quite harsh at the moment. So I think we probably need a little bit more clarity on what's going to happen, and just we'll understand what Supercars' stance is on policing it as well. Whether they just do it by the letter of the law. If you're heard in the background 40 metres away, it comes across the airways that you were swearing at the back, are you going to get a fine or not? We're not exactly sure where it all plays out, but swearing's unprofessional. So I'm all for the change and to try to minimise it. We just need to be we need to be realistic with it as well, and we need to understand that the teams are heavily invested also. It's not just about the drivers out there. If a team member's in the heat of the battle, sometimes they're more invested because they might have done an all-nighter or spent the last month trying to get the cars ready. So they're massively invested. So there's a bit of emotion can spill over there as well. And we don't want team members exposed to big fines at the same time. So a little bit more understanding to come, I'm sure, in the next few months.
We don't swear in our team. David? No, we must respect the FIA. I think what Jamie said is pretty apt. It depends on the definition and how you put it, but this is a passionate sport. People invest their time and energy hard into it, but equally I understand what they're trying to do. So I think extrapolating and understanding it, particularly in Australia, which is a different vernacular than other countries, is probably important.
Yeah, direction's right. I agree with Jamie. More clarity. I think the sense of appeal perhaps to other demographics within the market that we need to go to. We changed our calendar this year. At the end of the year, we hope to have a better product to go, and maybe expand into some other areas and other rounds and other categories. I think just clarity. I mean, all sport brings passion and it brings emotion, and you want your fans want to see us engage in that passion. So it's just that level of control for us to know where that level is. But everyone wants to see some emotion and passion when you cross the line or when you get bumped. So I agree, James, just a bit more clarity.
Jamie, just a couple of quick ones before I gather you have to run. I know WAU, I believe, have appointed appointed Adam Austin to be the Toyota project manager. Is that something you guys have done in terms of as well having a project manager for Ford for next year to keep that separate?
No, we're not. Obviously, any time I comment on this, I've got to say we're committed to GM for 2025, and that's our focus. But no, all our performance staff are in house and work on the race team anyway. So they will, when that time comes, they'll stop the GM duties and move on to the other.
What do you? How would you feel? Or what do you think about a situation where Roland could be lending his maybe expertise to Premier or a team that's not Triple A?
Well, he's the godfather of Triple Eight, and he's will ever be in debt for what he's done for our team. And yeah, he's a life member, so to speak. So a little strange having him working for another team, but we don't know if that's confirmed or not yet. But I feel like Triple Eight's in his blood. He's got a big tattoo on his shoulder that's Triple Eight. So yeah, we'll see how that one pans out.
To Dave, you sort of said that the plan is not finished yet. What's still to come?
Well, I think internally what happens is now that we get to look at our business model differently than what we have in the last couple of years. So I think that's exciting. Whether there's some other opportunity for us to look at other business sectors, some other investment in other categories even. We haven't had the resource and time to be able to do that in a genuine sense. That probably now brings that as an open discussion within the ownership group. So there's probably more of the internal mechanisms for us as to what that looks like going forward.
And is that interlinked with potentially not being the HT anymore?
Well, we don't know. We don't know where that sort of sits. So we'll just wait and see, mate, how that all plays out in the coming weeks and months.
I know Jamie's got to get going for what he's got, so you're free to go if there's other questions for the other two here. But yeah, Jamie, if you got to roll, free to go. Thank you very much. Is there any others in the room at that point? Excellent. Well,
Hey, I just wanted to say one thing. I hope everyone in the media and everyone in the press and the fans walk up and down the Super 2 pit lane, because I did yesterday and saw the amount of talent in that lane. It's super exciting, 24 cars, and when you see the names on all of those cars, wow, that's going to be an epic championship as well. So I think there's extra entertainment for everyone there, and take the walk, you'll be really surprised.
Go down to Merch Alley too. Have a look at our new track store.
Excellent. Thank you very much, John, for coming.
Thanks, guys.
And welcome to season 2025. It's going to be big.